Hello, thank you very much for watching my channel again. This time my guest is Mongolian ambassador in Hungary, Dr. Batbayar Zeneemyadar. In the summer, he has been appointed new Mongolian ambassador to Hungary and presented his credentials to Hungarian president. The ambassador studied in Hungary and can speak Hungarian too. He likes to play guitar, watch competitions and learn new cultures. He is married and he has 4 children. Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for inviting us to your office. First of all, I would like to ask some of the questions about the general topics. And as I know, you like some animals, like some competition involved, like horses. And as we know, the Hungary is popular with the horses, and also it is the traditional, let's say, competition in Mongolia. So, can you see any similarity or something like common, or some comparisons between the differences between the countries in
between
traditional
Hungary and Mongolia?
Of
course, horse is a very important thing for us. Without horse, you can imagine about the Mongolia or Mongolian man. Of course, this is similar to the Hungarian too, and of course we have a lot of similarity. For example, we have, as I know, something 200 words similar, not just similar to say, it's similar to the meanings too. For example, blind, for example, arrows, for example, arms. Yes, these 200 words are very similar. And the second thing is food. Food is very similar. Of course, there is famous Hungarian goulash. Without paprika, it is Mongolian soup. We can say this is Mongolian soup without paprika. Paprika is different from Mongolian soups, but it's okay. We are eating a lot of meats, and Hungarians are eating a lot of meats. It's I think similar.
Breeding like livestock.
Yes, of course, the livestock, and maybe we can say not just in Hungary or Turkish, Kazakh, Turkmen, Azerbaijan. We are very like the dance. We are very like the song.
Life.
This is part of life. When somebody very alone, in that case, starting to singing in the big step, and this is very good for us too.
Yeah. And my next question: if we have a look to relations between the Europe and Mongolia, and this relationship, what can be the benefits for the European people, also Mongolian people? What's the perspectives?
This Mongolia is, of course, Asian country, but we have some different culture. We have some different economy from the Asian country. If you are going into Ulaanbaatar, the capital city of Mongolia, you can see this is Asian city too, but you can see a lot of European culture things or European architecture things, and somehow we are thinking, and our thinking mode is to we are locating in the between Asia and Europe, and we can or we want to be bridge between Europe and Asia, because our culture, our thinking mode is similar to Asia too, similar to Europe too, and this is maybe benefits with the European countries connection. Second thing is what is the interesting for the European countries or European peoples in the Mongolia. Of course, we are in Mongolia, herders continuing their life mode like 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. You can see how Mongolians are lived in the 13th century in the Genghis Khan area.
Like
you can see this is
moving.
Yes, traditional moving. Maybe this is from the touristic side. It's maybe will be interesting.
We will talk about it.
Yes.
And my next question. We know that Mongolia has like the huge mineral resources, and this mining industry is a key part of the economy. And some people believe that it could be better if the government promote the local production, but it's the fact that it is impossible to start or to continue this production without modern technology. So when the share of the local production, when it will start to increase, let's say your part in the like agreements, and apart from that, Russian Federation and Chinese, which countries are your neighbors, and apart from that, which European countries can be partner in the process?
I think maybe because I know Hungary very well, or I'm speaking Hungarian, but I guess this is Hungary, because we have lot of similarity as we discussed about it. We have lot of similar culture, and maybe most important thing is Hungarian peoples and Mongolian peoples are similarly thinking. This is thinking mode is similar, I think. And maybe we Mongolian government continuing this kind of third neighbor policy. Of course, every country is our third neighbor, because we have only two neighbors, and all countries are neighbors. But I think the Hungary is maybe most important partner in the Europe. In the Europe.
You have limited embassies in Europe, I know, and one of them is Budapest.
Yes,
strategic
yes.
About neighborhood, and the people all know that there is like idea that Mongolia is a landlocked, the second largest landlocked country in the world. In the modern world, there is no border for people who wants to explore the world. In your opinion, how the Mongolian people eliminate this idea that in the people's mind? How you can change this idea, landlocked country status of the Mongolia in every
It's very different, because if we want to go to Mongolia from Budapest to Ulaanbaatar by the airplane, we must fly, I think, something 10 hours. It's very big distance, but in the help of the science, we can decide about the distance, but we have a very good relationship with China and Russia, and through the China, through the Moscow, through the Beijing, we can travel to all countries, and Ulaanbaatar Moscow, Ulaanbaatar Beijing, Ulaanbaatar Seoul, it is our three main
strategic partners.
And of course, strategic partners. And secondly, it's we can travel through those three cities. But now we are looking for some possibility in the Europe. Maybe it can be. It can be Berlin, maybe it can be Frankfurt, maybe it can be Istanbul, but maybe it can be Budapest too.
In the meeting with the American Chamber, and Mr. Prime Minister mentioned that Mongolia is a country full of business and investment opportunities. Could you tell us about which opportunities or sectors are the best opportunity, like chance for foreign direct investment?
I think this Mongolia is really 21st century's country of opportunity. I cannot say this is opportunity, because if you go to Mongolia, you will see one more opportunity. Everybody will see one more opportunities, because I am saying this is country of the opportunity in the 21st century. For example, for me, a very big opportunity is animals. We have 50 million animals. From about the sheep, we have, as I know good, something 25 million, about 25 million ships. Of course, you know New Zealand.
Yeah,
New Zealand,
yeah.
as I know, New Zealand have something 28 million ships, and this is most important export-oriented
Yeah.
economy.
Product, yeah.
Only with the ships we can live very good. Only with the ships we can make biggest business in the world. Only with these ships.
Natural products.
Yes, this is opportunity, for example. Secondly, for example, goat.
Goat, yeah.
Cow,
yeah.
cow. Something 20 million cows we have. It's more than the very big, maybe most biggest business in the world. In Kashmir, in milk, I don't know something.
Yeah.
But we not discussing about the mineral things, but mineral
gold,
things,
yeah,
gold, or I don't know, but
copper.
maybe copper, yes. But maybe this is of the lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that's good. We can.
Yes, of course.
Investors can.
Yes, of course. For example, tourism is more one.
I have also a question about.
Yes,
tourism,
more one opportunity.
Yeah, and let's talk about agriculture, specialized sector, about animal breeding. In the previous years, the difficult weather conditions, they have damaged agriculture, particularly livestock. The numbers, approximately, I don't know exactly, 25% destroyed, let's say. And the government, what can do minimize these negative impacts, particularly to protect small enterprises, the interest, or how to support? How the government? I know there is limited financial resources, but
yes,
even in that condition.
But if we now government or we are looking for opportunity to export our animals.
Yeah.
This is most biggest support to the herders. Of course, in Mongolia we have very hard winter time because minus 30.
Coming from the north.
Yes. Maybe this is very difficult to understand what is mean minus 30, but 1 meter snow with the 1 meter snow and minus 30 animals
even the
cannot. But if one animal or animals can stay alive this hard winter, it means this animal can be
the best product in the world.
Yes, can be alive everything. That's because our animals is very good. Not just the horse. Horse is very how to say very
support even some difficult conditions that are like agricultural equipment they are using. And as you mentioned, the tourism is one of the best sector in around the world. Which sector they bring in the foreign currency to the local economy, and how you can evaluate the tourism potential for the Mongolia, and from which countries people could be interested to come to Mongolia, like potential?
I say in the TV, Mr. Bill Clinton, former president of America, said one thing. He want to go to Kenya and Mongolia. To Kenya because of the Kilimanjaro, because this snow is melting. And why Mongolia? He said he want to ride horse like Genghis Khan. For example, I think everybody like it. Everybody knows about the Genghis Khan, but in the Mongolia, if somebody riding, it means he will feel what was the feelings of Genghis Khan. I guess every country, everybody interesting about this. Just question is next, how we can
persuade them.
How we can welcome to foreign tourists. It's a little bit difficult.
You need infrastructure also.
Yes, infrastructure is good. Yes, hotels. We need something. We need some
safe flights,
yeah,
direct
safe
flights,
flights, direct flights.
better
Yes.
service industry.
Yes, that is because I said about we are looking for a good partner in Europe, not just in the partner. This is one city we must find which has direct flight to the Mongolia.
Yeah, and according to the statistics, almost 50% of population live in the capital. As an official, could you comment how can the government manage situation and ensure the balance between the regions within the country? I know it is maybe it's not possible to control, but what the government try to do?
It's of course very difficult.
Yeah.
In the 20th century, last years of 20th century, it was problem in the Europe too. Yeah. Budapest had problem with this in the last years in the 20th century. We have that kind of problem now in the first 20 years in the 21st century, but now we are looking for some possibility how we can develop in small cities in the rural area. First thing. Second thing is, if we are finding good possibility to develop our hoarders life level, or we finding some way to exporting our animals. In that case, everybody will go to countryside and they will
to work,
to work with the animals. The first thing. Second thing is about the tourism.
Yeah, tourism.
If we are developing our infrastructure, we are developing our direct flights. In that case, everybody will go to countryside to do some tourist businesses. Yeah. This is only way to make some balances between rural area and big city.
Yeah. And the urbanization. I understand your point, and I know it is not so easy.
Of course,
it's a long-term perspective. It's tourism and agriculture. Yeah, it means the government should create this workplaces for the locals, and there is no need to move the capital. Yeah,
but peoples are going to the place where they can do some businesses. In that case, we must do some possibility to businesses, and if there are some businesses in the countryside, everybody will go to the after the opportunities. That because I am saying this is country of opportunity, not just for the Mongolians. This is opportunity. Maybe this is investors to the investors to opportunity.
The government is ready to support for any.
Yes, of course. Government working for the people.
Yeah.
In that case, how people can live better life level. In that case, government trying to do some possibility to do businesses in the countrysides, in the rural areas.
Nowadays, the number of the Mongolian young people who is going to abroad study is going to increase, particularly in Europe, maybe in Hungary you have seen. And in your opinion, how they can contribute in the long term or short term to local Mongolian economic development? What's the perspectives for?
When I started my study in Hungary, we came 12 young people. From this, from these 12 young people, now there are 2 ambassadors, one in Hungary, one in Switzerland, and one member of parliament, and one vice minister in the financial minister.
So it's
12 people, 4. It means in Hungary, maybe in Russia, maybe in China, maybe in Germany, of course Poland, Czech, everybody. This kind of country is very similar to very good, better if we are sending some young peoples to learn, to study in the countries, and they coming back, in that case they coming back with very big technologies, very big knowledges, ideas with the country. Sometimes very difficult to, of course we sent a lot of people, a lot of younger people to America, to England, to Australia, but for example in the law, very different our systems. Our system is different from the American systems. In that case, somebody going to the America to learn law, in that case he cannot use his knowledge in Mongolian law system.
So that's why you have to promote, for example, tourism, agricultural studies.
In that case, of course the lawyers we cannot send to the America, but to the New Zealand or to the Australia we can send that kind of young guys who is studying in the agricultural sector.
Which is demanded by local labor market.
Yes, we need a lot of technologies, we need a lot of ideas, because we have opportunity. We want to make from this opportunity, from opportunity to business. We want this. In that case, yes, international. And
that's why also the doing business, the ranking, the position, the increase recently.
Yes. When somebody is studying in Europe 5 years, and after the 5 years he come back Mongolia, he will be very of course he will looking for some possibilities or opportunities.
He's a qualified.
Yes, of course, this is qualified
employee.
Yes, in the European level.
Yeah. And finally, why the people and foreign investors should come and to Mongolia? Could you just persuade the people in just one sentence or two sentences why they have to come or to invest or to travel?
because of course we have two neighbors. If this China and Russia, maybe we taking together with China, China and Russia, we can say this is biggest market in the world. This is biggest market in the world. Through the Mongolia, everybody, investors, can be part of this biggest market.
Market players, like Russia and China.
That's all.
That's all. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ambassador. It was a great pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you, Kevin.
That's it. Thank you very much for watching the video again. See you in the next video. Bye.